I've been hearing everybody's like raving these little Elf things. Now, I like a lot of things from Elf. I don't like their powders. I find them to be very powdery, I don't know, just, they don't complement my skin. So if you have perfect skin, yeah, it's not an issue, but I'm dry, and dry equals texture. Like it or not, you're gonna have texture, and you should be very careful with anything that is a powder on your skin. So I'll try to remove my little monitor. He's sleeping, he's taking a nap. But everybody was talking about it. I'm like, okay, so I got this little quad, but I also got, oh, this is really annoying, excuse me. Okay, he's sleeping. Honestly, like he's right across. He's in the next room, so if he wakes up, I'll hear him. I don't need the monitor for it. But I also got these ones from Milani. I love Milani. I love Milani. So this was the first one that I got. This is BFF 130. It's gorgeous duo. Like, if you're standing there and you're like, I want to try these, which one I take this one first. They have the whole brown and gold, and then they have like a really orangey color with gold, which is, you know, the warm colors that it's all the right. This is incredible. This matte pink is so much more pigmented than you think. It is stunning. And the highlighter, it's stunning. So since I was so impressed with how stunning it is and super pigmented, so easy to work with, I got this one. Again, I have a lot of browns and golds and warms. I have a feeling eventually I'll get those too. I'm just saying, because I'm that impressed. But I was thinking like these two can really complement each other as well. So I got this one. Then I have more, right? I also spotted this one from Elf. It's a different, I don't know, like it sold me because it says clay eyeshadow palette and then necessary nudes. And I'm like, oh, you're speaking nudes, you're speaking my language. And I don't know, I was like, clay, what? Hey, what? So I want to give them a go. So what it says basically that they're rich pigments, silky smooth powders, blend effortlessly, blah, blah, blah. Infused with kaolin clay to keep creasing, to help the creasing and create like a long lasting wear. Okay. I never had a eyeshadow with, you know, clay in it. So I'm thinking we're going to work with these two. I want to give them a legit go, like the Milani. I know they're like phenomenal. We might do an eye and eye, but I don't know. We'll see. So I want to start with this just because they have the lighter shades, and then maybe deepen up with this side. Okay. And I primed my eyelids with a standard primer. I didn't want to go. So last time I did the MAC Painterly. So again, it's not a primer, but people use it as a primer. I went just with a regular one from Morphe to mattify the eyelid and prime it, because I don't want to create any kind of, I don't know, like a tackiness to help this eyeshadow. I want to see how it performs on its own in terms of pigmentation and blending. So I figured I'll just do my standard routine in terms of the eyeshadow primer. Let's get to it. All right, so taking a fluffy brush, we're going to start. Like literally, I just want to do, so we're going to go with this shade first, this one on the lid, and this one on the corner. This is one on the eyebrow, and maybe this one on the corner as well. I want to use the entire thing. See, a bit pigmented. Oh, actually, they're a really nice smear, actually. So we'll just use that. All right, so we're starting with that. It's not getting all powdery everywhere, I'll say that. Maybe it's the clay. So like a transition shade. It's a very light color, so I'm not shocked that it's not really coming through. A bit more in the cooler tone, definitely more cool. All right, moving on. A little bit of a flatter brush. We'll go with that light highlighting, not highlighting, like that shimmery shade. And I'll just apply it here. Okay, we need help with this one, but that's okay. Shimmers, usually I do use a finger to make them pop either way. More satin for sure. Okay, moving on. We'll do the deeper one. Again, I feel like this one is going to be like a good one maybe for work or like a very non-makeup makeup kind of look. Okay, that deeper shade is a little bit, it's kind of nice. I'm talking about this one right now. Is it this? Yeah, this one. So it's also kind of that satin shimmer. So it's definitely really like, there's, when you say neutrals, there's so many neutrals. But this is a very soft look for sure. Okay, I actually really like that color. You can really kind of build it up. So not bad. And I do like a non-makeup makeup kind of look sometimes. Okay, let's go with a bit more precise brush, something like this. And so I'm gonna go with this color kind of in the corner to find that crease. All right. Flick it up. Okay, that one is nice. Nicely pigmented. Again, it's not crazy pigmentation, but I also don't like always that crazy pigment. Okay, I am. All right. This is definitely a really nice traveling little companion. Potentially. Kind of blur it all out. And I do, listen, I love my brown, so I was not afraid to buy this one. And it was like also like $4, $3, so all right. I wonder, I mean, like, yeah, I do have a primer. I mean, I guess you should try without the primer just to see how long it will last. But I mean, I always prime my eyelids, so it's not like if I use this, I won't. Like, I will. So, okay, it blends really nice. I'll say that. Okay, okay, Elf. I see you. I see you. But still, I'm not using your face powders. Okay, I'm just gonna go with a really light shade. Apply it right underneath the eyebrow. It has a sheen. So unless you want to go back to those, you know, early 2000s or 90s, do not apply it on your brow bone. All right, let's kind of give it a little bit of a, calm it down a little. Not bad. Okay, I like it. Okay, not bad at all. Let's go a little bit more with this, a bit deeper shade. I like that. So let's put this light one kind of in the corner. Sometimes you want to highlight, but it doesn't mean you always want that, you know, intense shimmer or that very sparkly eyeshadow in here. So I feel like this one does the job beautifully, kind of brightens that area. I'm just gonna, you know, I mean, it kind of obviously 1, 2, maybe 3 in the corner, and this is for the lid. Will I use you for the lid? I mean, it's a nice color. It's a nice shade, like the glitter one. I don't know if I want to do that look, but all right. Let's go for it. Kind of. Okay. So I feel like the darker brown is definitely, it's not patchy, but I feel like in the first palette, it was just very, very smooth to apply. And I'm using, by the way, the same brush. Am I using the same brush? Okay, let's go with this brush. I was not using the same brush. Similar, but not. Okay. So you see like how this area is getting like kind of patchy. Let's go back with a fluffy brush, try to blend it out a little. So this is kind of what I don't like about eyeshadows. They're not patchy, but patchy or very pigmented that you have to go back and forth to blend the damn thing. I mean, okay, yes, I'm under quarantine, but you know, I have only 2 hours for this baby to nap. I don't have time to sit here and blend. I have plans for these 2 hours. Okay, and apparently it's blending this eyeshadow. Yay! Great plans. Okay, Okay, so maybe, all right, I'm gonna give it another go. Sometimes it's more the applicator. Let's go with an elf brush. Maybe that's the trick. Blending fluffy elf brush. Going back to the color. Sometimes if you're using something more fluffy, it's just gonna apply it in a blending way, like automatically, if that makes sense, versus placing it in an area and then trying to blend it out. Sometimes that's the method for certain eyeshadows. It's definitely a lot more drying than this formula. I know, like in the monitor, it looks very light. When I look in the mirror, I mean, yeah, it is a lighter tone, but not as light as it appears in the camera. Okay, after you blend it, I definitely, so this one, the dark brown, is not for the eyelid. Like if you have some texture or anything like that, you will have an issue. You will have that kind of, those little ruffles coming out. But it's okay. I'm just gonna go with the other. So I went back to the first palette just for this area specifically. Boom, magic. I really hope this one comes in other shades, because that is beautiful. So easy to blend. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this shimmery shade right here. It's a bit of a silver tone, so I know it's more for the smoky eye effect, but I mean, I don't want to be smoky today. Okay, so what I do love about this shimmer, so maybe I'll try to get another palette from this quad with maybe more shimmers in it, because I did hear that everybody's like, well, the mattes are great or fine, but like the shimmers. So I'm using the same brush, right, that I used for the first palette of the shimmers that I had to go with a finger, but I feel like I don't need to. Like I could, and it will be more intense, but you know, if you don't want it to be like crazy intense, you can definitely apply a really good pigmentation with a brush with this eyeshadow, which I like. So I'm gonna go ahead, do my mascara and all of that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Eyeshadow is done, mascara is done. Also the eyeliner from Elf. I swear to God, this is one of my favorites. I think I already said that. I'm sure I've said that. I kind of repeat myself. I just want to really get that point across, okay? Okay, so I love these eyeshadows. So I love browns, but it is hard to find a very neutral down, almost kind of like a cool tone brown, and I feel like both of these kind of in that round, especially the first one, and I really like that. So I feel like if I'm traveling, obviously no one is going to be traveling for a very long time, I feel like, but in my mind, I'm like this traveling agent, okay? I'm like living life, and I'm like all over the world, and I'm not, okay? I'm a stay-home mom, but in my mind, I'm going places, okay? I'm not, but I might. For that, I need to be ready with traveling friendly makeup. You know, girl needs to look good. So I feel like these two and these two are all that I'm gonna need. Maybe like another one of these with the orange. You know, sometimes you just feel like having a warm look. So I like the eyeshadows. I would definitely recommend, especially if you're on a budget. And like, listen, with these two, you can actually create a few, not a few, like a good amount of looks. And all right, I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I want to try more. Okay, that's what I like. When I'm like, what else do you have? All right, well, that's it for today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So last time I did review for the little elf, right? So this little one and this little quad. So I was impressed and curious. So I got a few other ones of these. Now, my goal today, so these are the ones that I did get. So one is rose water, and the other one is cream and sugar. So golds and browns, yay. And these ones are like the pink ones. So I love these kind of tones and colors. Now, Naked 3, right? It's a pain in my butt. I don't know why. It's not like when I look at it, each shadow is beautiful. A lot of the shimmer is very, I don't know, like gritty and not pigmented. I don't know, it's just kind of disappointing. And most of the looks that I come up with, they end up kind of looking the same. There's no contrast. Like here, I would expect like a burgundy or something more intense, like dark shades, but it's just, it's okay. Like, it's like a work palette. I don't know. I don't like feeling this way towards palettes. Like, I'd rather get a $3 one from Elf and be like, oh my God, I love you, versus and be like, I don't know what to do with you. You're not speaking to my heart. But today what I want to do, I want to kind of compare this duo from Milani, which I love. I already used it like multiple times. It's just, oh, I love it. So I did swatch. So this is the matte and this is the shimmer. And then I got the other duo from Milani with the burgundy and the really rose color. So again, and I had to go like once, like let me show you, once, boom. They're so pigmented and buttery. They're incredible. So easy to work with. They're like, so I want to compare at least this one because there's a bit of a similarity, right? I know. So first, let's do some swatching. Clean hands. First shade, then the second shade. So this one is definitely more in the cooler tone, but let's see. A bit more sheer, but still pretty. Definitely kind of like a lilac. So you see the difference? This is definitely more like cool, very light. This is more like a rosy tone. All right, let's take the other two. Okay, this is really pigmented. So this is more similar to the one from Milani, I would say. And this is almost like, not black, but it's like a very, very black purple. Very pigmented, but again, I had an issue with, which color was this? I think it was, yeah, like the dark brown, blurring it out, kind of blending it out, and I don't know. We'll see how this one does. But I wanted to kind of like work with them and see how they are in comparison to Elf and Milani. I know the Milani is like beautiful, so let's see. All right, everything's primed, done. Let's move on. All right, so starting with a big fluffy brush. I use Morphe a lot, so this is M573, nice and poofy. All right, so I'm going to start with the Elf and the lightest matte shade. And I want to, like, I do love these kind of cool tones. I really like that. It's very like a bridal, give me a lot of bridal, so I love those looks. So let's see how it looks on the eye itself. Okay, you need to be very, very pale. Like you can see the difference, but it's very, 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 very light. Let's do the Milani one, the pink one, and kind of build that color up a little bit. So this one, I know it's, I love this tone. You see, I very lightly am I brushing on my lid, and look at that color. It's gorgeous. So you can apply it very light tone. You can build it up. It is absolutely stunning. I love this duo. All right, so I'm going to the lightest shade right here with a brush. All right, let's see. So we're gonna start from the inside. It is pretty. You gotta build it up though. It is more on the sheer side, but it is giving me like that nice sparkle. Not sparkle, but like that sheen. It's definitely not satin. All right, so that's what we're working with. All right, let's layer the one from Milani. on top of it. And I already know it's just stunning. It is stunning, but I feel like it has a little bit more, no, also it's pink, but like more like a peach almost. But it is a lot more intense than the one from Elf. I know you can tell really because it's like shimmer on top of shimmer. Let's do, what do I want to do? All right, let's do the dark one from Elf, also the shimmer, but like let's do this one because I know the one from Milani is gonna be like a ba-bam. So first I want to see this one on its own. So we're just gonna do this corner, the outer corner, and see how I can layer that color as well. Just so I prefer right now using a brush because like using a finger, it's almost like, well, I know it's gonna be great, you know. So I just kind of want to see what they can do on their own, just with a brush, without wetting it. It's nice. I like it. Let's continue now for the Milani one. Okay, let's do the shimmer. Then we're going to do the burgundy. And then we're going to deepen it with the dark one. Okay. Ready for this thing? I'm not. I'm going real light. I don't want to like go crazy with this one because I really like the look that we have right now. But you can tell. It's just, Milani, you rarely disappoint. I will not say never, but I will say rarely. Let me kind of show you. So I'm putting just a little bit. Okay, I think I need to. It is very intense eyeshadow, so, and I'm not pressing hard against the eyelid. I'm holding it very towards the end, and I'm just kind of doing this very lightly just to deepen this area and kind of lift the eyelid a little bit right there. Okay, so all right, so this one is from Elf. Which one? Eye crease brush, but it's very small and it's kind of dense. Okay, so this is also one of my precise brushes. For me, that's how I use it. So you see the difference? It's really small, like tiny. So for this one, I will use it for the very dark shade in the Elf and really kind of place it strategically. And then we'll blend it out. So this one, I am afraid that it's not gonna be, so I'm like going really, really lightly. I'm very, very carefully. And I rather like, I kind of learned my lesson with the Elf dark brown, and I'm just building it up real gently versus having these patches and then you're just sitting there for an hour and blending. And again, a little bit more, definitely kind of focusing more on this corner. And then whatever is left on my brush, I will kind of blend it inwards very gently. And probably stop right there. Taking this one, it's nice and clean, and kind of go and try to blend it a little bit more, but still not moving the product around too much. I want to have this kind of precision still left. That's, I'm not going with a really fluffy brush. A little bit more inwards. And here. See the difference? I like it. I like it a lot. We can even go back with a little bit of that burgundy and kind of deepen that area a little bit more. So I'm still going to use this brush and just flick it inwards because I don't want anything going outside of this area. So now just mascara, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Eyeliner, mascara is done. So what I did with my hair, because it really gave me so much like very wedding look. So what I added on my lips, by the way, this one is from Buxom, Celeste. I love it. It's this one. It's a beautiful topper, even on its own, just kind of gives you that little extra, you know, for your lips. But like imagine like, you know, that kind of wedding and that kind of look with the hair and everything is like a messy, very romantic. So this can be like the first look was kind of like halfway was for the, you know, the ceremony, and this is like for the evening. You can do things. Now, a way to step this look a little up would be contour. Yes. So let's do some contour, a quick one. So I'm just sticking to my It Cosmetics. It's just, I really love this palette for very light skin tones or beginners or kind of like afraid or that you tried and everything just looks muddy and weird and just like not giving you that natural shadow look. I really like this one. So I do love my Smashbox, but this one's just like literally right here. And it's that easy. Same thing, like if I had like a wedding, I would use this on the bride as well. I feel like, so this is really nice. I love this product. And on my cheeks, if anyone wonders, is Milani blush. This one is, no, it wasn't Luminoso. No, I wasn't using Luminoso. I was using the, where is it? Petal Primavera. It's just so beautiful. It's stunning. Like there's so many those shimmery blushes, but I feel like Milani kind of nailed it for me for all the tones that I'll ever need. So besides like a nude peach would be great, but all right, well that's it for today and this look and kind of a review and a try on for those little palettes. And I love it. Forget my crazy hair happening here. Yeah, this is like a sports bra. Sorry. It's one of my favorites. Is it Nike? Adidas. Cool. All right. Well, that's it. Till next time. Bye.